Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to get, ink on, and turn in assignments. You're going to use two apps for this, Schoology and Noteability. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here we go. First thing you're going to want to do is sign into Schoology just by tapping it open. You should already have your login information there. And I'm logged in as a student, so this is what you would see when you log in. On the left-hand side, you have some recent activity, any postings or announcements that have come through the school or the class. But then also on the right-hand side, you have this upcoming list. These are things that are due or reminders. Notice that on Monday, the 26th, we have our lab safety contract due, and it's due by midnight that day. Otherwise, it's going to be considered late. You can get to your assignments this way, or here on the left-hand side, you can go ahead and click. You can go into your course, and from there, you can go ahead and go into your assignments, and you'll see the same thing. There's the lab safety contract. No matter which way you go, once you click on it, it's going to bring you to this window right here. It'll remind you of the due date, and it will give you maybe some further instructions. Must be signed by you and your parent or guardian before you can do any labs in class. And then what you do is you go ahead and click on the little PDF symbol of the lab safety contract, and what it's going to do is just going to open it up as a PDF viewer. Now you can't ink on it at this point. You can't write on it. You can scroll through, and you can zoom in, and you can zoom out, and you can read through the contract, but you can't write on it yet. And the whole point of this is to sign this contract and get it back to me. So we need to open it in another program where we can ink. So what you do is you click on this little arrow in the upper right hand corner, and you're going to select Open in Noteability. Now Noteability is a really important app for us to get to know this year. We're going to be inking on all of our documents in Noteability this year, and all of our notes are going to be taken in Noteability. So I'm going to show you a few more Noteability features within this video. Very first thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a new note. And I want both pages. If for whatever reason you didn't need all pages, you can select it right here. But we need both in this case. And now it's going to open up. It's going to look just like it did when it was in Schoology. The only difference is this. Sure, I can zoom by pinching and zooming, and I can scroll with two fingers. But if I use one finger or I use my stylus, I'll be able to write on it. There you go. Now I can undo and erase that by changing from the pencil option to the eraser option at the top of the screen, and as soon as I slash through it, everything's gone. I could also, if I wanted to, if I had a smiley face here again, I can go ahead and hit the undo button. And for every last action that I did, the undo button will take it away. Alright, so you're going to read through the safety contract, use two fingers to scroll, two fingers, one finger will write on it. And we have a space here now where you have to put your name on the right hand side. Couple ways to do this. You could zoom in if you wanted to, and you could write your name. Hi, Fisher-Rohde. And then you could zoom back out. But for me personally, I don't really like to do it like that, especially when working on a worksheet and there's a lot of stuff that you have to fill in. What I like using is I like using the magnifier. I'm going to show you how that works. Let me scroll up here a little bit because there's some more information we need to fill out. You got to sign it, you got to date it. First of all, something else I want to show you real quick. If you're like me and you want to set your wrist down while you're inking, your wrist could get in the way. Like this is my wrist doing all this right now. And if you're trying to write and you have your wrist sitting on your screen, that could be really annoying. What they have in here is a built-in wrist guard. It's this little guy right here, the picture of the hand in the lower right-hand corner. You click that and drag it. And now in this little gray area, you could put your wrist and it won't do anything to the document. All right, so another thing I want to show you is we still have to sign this. Built in here, there's a magnifier. So if you click that button next to the wrist guard, it's this little picture of a magnifying glass. You're going to notice that you get this extra pop-up window right here, and it's kind of split your screen in half, a top half and a bottom half. The bottom half is your screen zoomed in, the top half is your full document. But then also notice that here in the upper left-hand area, you have this extra box that you can move around. And wherever I move that box, it's going to zoom in on whatever I'm looking at. So if I move that box to my student signature area, and I can even make that box a little bit bigger to include the date. So I have my student signature and I have my date in that area. I can go ahead now and use this zoomed in window to go ahead and sign. Fisher-Rohde. And then I can move this box anywhere I want, and it will also scroll if I just move it around and your parent and guardian wanted to get in there and sign things as well. I can close out the wrist guard, use two fingers, scroll up and see the whole document. It's whatever you're comfortable with. You're going to get to know it. You'll find your own groove using this. All right, now that we have it signed, we have to get it back into Schoology. We got to turn it in. So here we go. We're going to click the little outgoing arrow here in the upper left, and we're going to open in another app. And then you got to select Open In, and we're going to open it in Schoology. And when you do, we're going to add it to the Dropbox. We're going to submit. We're not adding to your own personal resources. We're going to submit to the Dropbox. And you want to submit it to your science class. And you're going to select the assignment. It'll upload, and it's done. You have now just turned in your assignment. So there are a couple of extra clicks that you have to get used to, but once you get used to them, it really does fly by. So let's go ahead and review real quick. We started out by using Schoology to find and open assignments. Then we opened it up in Noteability to ink or write on the assignment. Then we used Noteability to turn the assignment into Schoology. And now later on, once it's graded, what you'll do is you'll go back to Schoology to check for your graded work and see any comments that I may write on there. All right, if you have any questions about this tutorial, please feel free to ask me in class. I know it's a new process for a lot of you guys. Once you get in the habit of going through it, it becomes really easy and really quick. And you'll never lose a piece of paper again because it's all digital. All right, we'll see you in class.